Good morning, children. Children, today I am going to start chapter Structure of Atom, and in today's video I am going to tell you about subatomic particles, discovery of electron, proton and neutron. I will also tell you about atomic number, mass number, isotopes, isobars and isotones with example. So let's start. So before talking about the discovery of electron, I want to tell you something about subatomic particles. Children, if you remember in your lower classes, you have learnt about Dalton's atomic theory, and Dalton's atomic theory was very much able to explain law of chemical combinations successfully, and at the same time Dalton theory were telling us that atom is indivisible. That means it cannot be divided further. Also, why when we are rubbing a glass rod on some silk, why these two substances are acquiring charge? So after some time, what had happened, it was described that atom can be further divided into subatomic particles, and these three subatomic particles are electron, proton and neutron. Electrons are present in the extranuclear part of an atom, and the protons and neutrons used to be present inside the nucleus. Now we are going to learn here about the discovery of electron. Children, discovery of electron, before discovery of electron, we are going to learn about cathode rays here. J.J. Thomson investigated cathode rays, and he found that when electricity is passed in a discharge tube containing one inert gas and one 10,000 volt electricity is passed into the discharge tube, then what happened? From cathode, one stream of particles used to originated and emerge into the anode. Since they are coming from cathode, and that is why they are called as cathode rays, he found that the cathode rays are the stream of very small negatively charged particles which are 1837 times lighter than hydrogen atom, and it is present in all the atoms. Later on, these particles were called as electrons. Just now I told you the cathode rays start from cathode or originated from cathode and move towards the anode in the straight line. That is why it was concluded these rays must be containing some negative charge. So this is the discovery of an electron happened. Now discovery of proton. Discovery of proton. Children, in 1911, Ernest Rutherford found in the experiment of scattering of alpha particles by thin gold foil that few alpha particles bounced back. If you remember, all three observation of alpha particle scattering experiment done by Rutherford is most of the alpha particles used to go through the gold foil in a straight line. That means the most of the particle of atom is empty. Some alpha particles deflected by some small angles or large angles, and very few alpha particles completely rebound back. By this, he inferred that there is a presence of massive and positively charged nucleus inside the atom. Following the discovery of nucleus of an atom, Rutherford found that fast moving alpha particles transmuted nitrogen into oxygen with simultaneously liberation of hydrogen. If you see this equation on the screen, what is happening? This is the nuclear reaction where nitrogen nucleus is bombarded with alpha particle and new nucleus of oxygen and hydrogen is formed. He further showed that other elements could also be transmuted, but hydrogen is always emitted. On the basis of this, Rutherford proposed that hydrogen nucleus must be contained inside a nuclei of all the elements. It may be more or less in a number. Hence, the hydrogen nucleus was renamed as proton. This is how the discovery of proton happened. Now next is discovery of neutron. Discovery of neutron was done by James Chadwick. Children, existence of an electrically neutral and massive particle in the nucleus was predicted by Rutherford, and neutron is the particle, or you can say it is a subatomic particle, was discovered by James Chadwick. In 1932, James Chadwick measured velocity of protons knocked from the paraffin by an unidentified radiation from beryllium. What did he do? He has taken one polonium resource which is emitting alpha particles, and these alpha particles are bombarded on beryllium metal. On bombarding these alpha particles on beryllium metal, some radiation used to be emitted containing some particles. When these particles are further bombarded on paraffin wax, protons has been emerged out. So, from that he determined the mass of particles of unidentified neutral radiation which has come out to be the almost as that of proton. He named that particle as neutron. Now, next, atomic number and mass number. Atomic number, you all know, children. Atomic number is actually the total number of protons present inside the nucleus of an atom. It is denoted by capital Z, and we usually say, if we are talking about the neutral atom, that means the number of protons will always be equal to number of electrons in a neutral atom. Neutrons and protons together in nucleus are called nucleons. Mass number. Mass number is denoted by capital A, and mass number is the total number of protons plus total number of neutrons present inside the nucleus. Children, mass of an electron is negligible in compared to the nucleons, I would say. As a result of this, the mass of an atom can be considered to be the concentrated on its nucleus only. Children, the composition of any atom is represented by element symbol X with atomic mass number A and as a superscript on left and atomic number as a subscript, like you are seeing right here. Here ZXA, here X is an element, Z is an atomic number and A is mass number. The atom or nucleus having unique composition specified in this manner is called nuclide. Now, isotopes. Children, isotopes can be defined as all the atoms of a same element which are having same number of protons but different number of neutrons are isotopes to each other. Because they have different number of neutrons and same number of protons, they must be having different mass number. And children, because they are showing same number of protons, that means they are showing same atomic number, that is why they are showing you the similar chemical properties. All natural isotopes of an element coexist and they have definite natural abundance. For example, if you are seeing on the screen here, carbon has 3 isotopes, 6C12, 6C13, 6C14, or C12, C13, C14. All C are having atomic number 6, and C12 has 12 mass number, it has 13, it has 14, the way you are seeing right here. And if you are finding number of neutrons in each, you will get in C12 the number of neutrons are 6, in C13 number of neutrons are 7, and in C14 number of neutrons are 8. The percentage abundance is 98.9%. I am talking about carbon 12 here. 1.1% is of carbon 13 and less than 0.00017% is your abundance of C14. Carbon 12 and carbon 13 are quite stable, but C14 is radioactive isotope of carbon. Isobars. Isobars are children atoms of different elements which are having same mass number but they have different atomic numbers. If I am talking about, they have same mass number and different atomic number, that means I am telling these are two atoms which are belonging to two different elements, where you are seeing the atomic number, that is number of protons will also be different, number of neutrons can also be different, but they must be showing the same mass number. Like here C614 and 7N14 both are having 14 mass number, so they are isobars. Now the last one, isotones. Isotones, the atoms of different elements having same number of neutrons in the nuclei. For example, if you are seeing here C612 and 5B11, both are having atomic number 5 and 6 respectively. Mass number they are showing 11 and 12 respectively, but the number of neutrons are 6 and 6. They are having different atomic number, they have different mass number and they have same number of neutrons. That is why they are called as isotones. So children, this is about isotones now. Thank you.